need things here, please help us to reach out that we might be able to be thy hand in helping them do the things that they need to do. Please bless our military forces that are overseas, and then our police officers here at home, our sheriffs and deputies, and our fire department, that no harm or accident befall them, and they will be able to continue to go home safely every day. Please watch over us that we might be able to continue to be happy and healthy and understand that we are blessed to live in this free country. Please again watch over us as we make decisions for the county, and we will be able to do those things with the constituent mindful of. We ask these favors and blessings in the name of my son Jesus Christ, amen. Amen. And it says Corey Barton's gonna do the, Mitch, you want to pitch it for us for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is that an exclamation point? Sorry. It's the first time I've been able to see the flag since I've been chair, since Hatfield's not here. There is a flag there. Okay. We might have to, do you want to wait until next? You going to appoint yourself?
Not willingly. No, I guess we've discussed this.
Okay.
I'll take one for the team.
I would like to entertain a motion.
I guess I'm making a motion that I serve as the chairman of the Box Elder County Commission for 2019.
I'll second that motion. So I have a motion by Commissioner Scott, a second by Commissioner, I've almost said Hatfield, Summers. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thanks for serving.
You need to take a picture of passing the gavel here.
Oh.
Nelson Phillips asked us to.
Can I just throw it at him?
Just stand up and like do the whole thing. Not like I took that one, by the way.
Because I'm so happy to get rid of it.
Are you going to finish the meeting then, or is he?
Whatever you want to do.
Well, if I would have known I had to chair the rest of the meeting, I would have flipped this to the end of the agenda.
Okay, I'll finish it if that's okay. Do you want to? Does it matter?
I don't know that.
Well, it was effective as if you made the motion. wasn't
Okay,
it? So-
Yeah.
well, okay, I'm going to scoot down to my regular position then. I'm taking my candy with me though.
You know what? I'll sit right here. We'll swap the name tags next time.
All right.
So I'll just conduct.
All right. What's that? Oh, okay.
All right. Any administrative reviews, reports, former agenda items that we need to go over?
I didn't see anything coming off the thing.
Okay. All right. Very good. Holly, you are first. Welcome.
I've never attended your meetings, so is there a place someone usually stands, or?
Yeah, you can just go ahead and sit here, and then if you'll just make sure that you state your name into the microphone so that we've got it on the record.
Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else want a copy in her name? Okay, well, thanks for letting me have a minute of your agenda. My name's Holly Budge. I'm with the Bear River Health Department. I'm the Public Health Resource Manager, and I'm here to share with you our annual report for 2018. So I'll just keep it brief, but I'll highlight a few pages in our document. If you open the report that I passed out to each of you, on pages 2 and 3, you get the opportunity to meet our Board of Health. And we would just like to thank the Box Elder County Commission for the support of our services, with special thanks to Commissioner Scott, who sits on our Board of Health, as well as Chief Deputy Ward, who is also one of our Board of Health members, who helps make decisions and guides our program services. The health department is in the process of going through accreditation, which requires that we meet certain standards. And in that process, one of the standards is that we will make sure that the programs we implement are data-driven and that they are addressing the needs of our community according to what the data says are our leading health priorities. So on pages 4 and 5 of the document, you can see our community health needs assessment that's been done to highlight some of the health concerns that have been identified by our community partners and our community coalitions. And in February of 2018, this group convened, went through the data and identified 4 health priorities, which included mental health, substance abuse, misuse, abuse, communicable disease, chronic disease, and obesity. And so that is where most of the efforts then of the health department are going to be driven throughout these next coming years, is to address those areas. If you turn the page to 6 and 7, you get kind of a community snapshot of the residents that we serve. We are a multi-county health department. We serve Box Elder, Cache, and Rich County. You can see the statistics there as to the population numbers that we're looking at. So for Box Elder County, this is based off of the 2014 census data. You can get more of our data on our website, which is healthybrhd.org, if you're interested in additional data. But some things that you can note, there's a little insert in your thing, because Commissioner Scott caught for us that on our leading causes of death, the U.S. data that we reported was actual numbers. We didn't. We sent the data to our publisher, to our printer, without the rates being calculated. So the insert gives you actually what the rates are, so you can compare our health district to that of Utah and the U.S. What you'll notice is if you look at those numbers, in most situations we do much better. We fare much better than the United States as a whole, but there are some areas where we're not as healthy. Our Alzheimer's rates are much higher. Diabetes rates are higher. Suicide rates are higher for our health district and for Utah. Not a surprise with the emphasis we've been hearing with that lately. And also even our flu, cases of flu deaths are higher. So it makes sense that paying attention to that, then that's why we do have the health priorities that we mentioned, that we're targeting mental health, we are targeting communicable disease, we are targeting substance abuse because of the fact that those numbers are higher. On page 8 is a breakdown of the budget expenditures and the revenue that the health department receives. Most of the funding that comes for the health department is in the form of contracts. The health department is quite proficient at writing grants and receiving funding to implement the services that are offered at the health department. Only 12% of our total budget is taxes. And then that moves into our 4 goals that the health department has identified for our strategic plan. And I'm just going to kind of highlight the 4 goals quickly and give you a little bit of synopsis. I'll let you read the full report on your own time. But goal number 1 is that we're working towards being among the healthiest in the state. So each of our divisions has given numbers as to what we're doing to try to accomplish that goal. For example, in nursing, we've completed over 479 sexually transmitted disease investigations. We've also issued over 5,500 food handler permits. We've served 1,100 people in substance abuse. That's for counseling services. We've trained 637 people on page 10 in the program Question, Persuade, and Refer. And that's a suicide prevention program to try to help people prevent suicide. Each month in WIC, we serve over 3,600 children, and our emergency services department responded to over 66 calls last year for various things, ranging from oil spills to rice and letters sent to the president. So on goal 2, we have that the health department will be recognized as a leader. There are several different stories highlighted there as to how we're doing that, but one that I wanted to highlight is a new program. It's on page 12 It has to do with our substance abuse services. It's called recovery support, and we're trying to increase the self-sufficiency of individuals who are in recovery. So in addition to them being offered treatment, 18 clients were provided work and school support, 19 were connected to housing, and 2 were given transportation options, which included that they were provided a bicycle. Goal number 3 is our emphasis on working with community partners to fill gaps and to assure that the needed services are provided in the community. Again, there's several different stories there that show how we're doing that, but on page 16, I wanted to highlight that, especially because lots of those services are being delivered here in Boxer County. It is addressing the opioid epidemic, and the first paragraph highlights the new crisis teams that have been assembled over in Perry. To also support that effort, our nursing division has been working with our physician to help individuals access Vivitrol, which is a medication that helps individuals break their opioid addiction. And then there's been a community education piece that the health department has been working with the hospitals, both at Brigham City and Bear River Valley Hospital, to put education materials up in the different facilities, the hospitals, to encourage people to ask for other options besides just always opioids to treat their pain. Lastly, the 4th goal that we have is that we will help connect the community to services that are convenient. So to do that, especially over here in Boxelder County, we received a grant and was able to purchase a RV, I guess is the best way to say it. On page 18, there's a picture of it that we've been taking out to all of the rural sites to help with immunizations, to help with connecting mothers to WIC, etc. So that's new. We also have started offering mental health counseling to clients that are non-Medicaid, to try to fill the gap that there's just not enough mental health providers in our community. So we're filling that gap. And then finally, the health department did launch a new website to help make the services more available to the community, and things like online fillable applications are now available, that if people need to apply for anything from birth certificates to food handlers, there's forms online that they can access those services. So that is our report for 2018. We're looking forward to continuing with our efforts of 2018. And as I mentioned, really appreciate the support of the commission. Do you have any questions that I could answer about the report?
No, I had the opportunity to hear about this earlier, and we appreciate what you do. That's a lot of area to cover between the 3 counties, and a lot of good work's going on. You can see it with the numbers of people that have been affected by these programs. So
how many people between the 3 counties?
The total population?
Yeah.
It's like 160,000.
160,000. Wow.
Yeah.
And if you got more of those, there's a thing out here in the front. You can just put them on that thing when you
Perfect.
walk out.
Okay.
People will pick them up.
and I appreciate those updated numbers, and I think it does a good job of highlighting the 2 or 3 areas where we are a little bit lower than the state and the national average. And it's nice to see that most of the goals address those areas, and we're working on it. So
Yeah.
thank you very much, Holly.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, the water shares. We had talked about these in the past. The county has some water shares that are owned by both Box Elder County and in the RDA. And each year we add those to the lease pool through the Bear River Canal Company. And we talked about holding off on that pending a possible sale of some of those shares. I don't think that is close enough to happen. And I believe, from what I understand, that if it does, we would be able to get those back out of the pool in the future and have use for those, or it would just be, part of the sales process. So when do we need to have that in? Just as soon as possible, Cody? The canal company wants that? Okay.
I'd make a motion that we put all of our pool leased canal shares back into the pool until further notice.
I'll second that. We have a motion by Commissioner Summers, a second by myself. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yeah, we'll have to do that, I guess, in the RDA meeting as well, so, okay. All right, very good. Let's see, weed board vacancy. Do you have some information on that?
A little bit. It's time. There's a couple of, at least one that has served his term, and I don't think he wants to be redone, but we'd like to thank Chubb Muds for serving for, I think, 7 years, if I remember right. I can't remember. Anyway, we would like to thank him.
It says 5 on here.
Okay,
I don't-
5 to 7. Sounds like something, anyway. Appreciate him serving the community in the way he does. And then we want to appoint, and I can't remember the names.
So
Marla's got to get her
it's tiny.
glasses on.
Possible replacements are Tim Munns,
Possible will be Tim Munns,
Richard Nicholas.
Richard Nicholas,
Mike Bowen,
Mike Bowen,
Blaine Carter.
or Blaine Carter. So we'll find out for sure if whoever wants to serve, and then we'll put them on for next time. Okay?
And those are 4 possibles for the one position?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, very good. Thank you. Let's see. Mr. Lyons, I believe you've got a few things on the agenda.
See, I told you I wasn't going to have to sign in this anymore, huh?
All right, first item, MCAT subdivision. So this subdivision is located at 5354 West, 6800 North. It is a one-lot subdivision. The one lot is 1.95 acres. It includes an existing home on it. And it has been through the review process with planning and zoning, county surveyor, engineer, roads, fire marshal, and attorney, and has received a recommendation of approval. And that's what we're bringing before you this evening.
Okay. I don't have any questions, so I'd make a motion we approve the MCAT subdivision.
I'll second that. We have a motion by Commissioner Summers, a second by myself. All in favor?
Aye.
Next item is the Norman rezone. Is there an ordinance number listed?
491.
491, so ordinance 491. This is a rezone in the West Corinne area. The current zoning is MU 160. It's being requested that it be rezoned to RR 20. So MU 160 is a multiple use 160 acre zone. RR 20 is a rural residential 20,000 square foot zone, so half acre zone. Directly to the east of the property, basically across the road, which is 8400 West, all the zoning is RR 20. So basically they're requesting to have the same zoning as is on the
Neighbor.
other side of the street. This went before the Planning Commission at their December meeting. A public hearing was held. Basically everyone that spoke during the public hearing was in favor of it. There was nobody who spoke against it, and all those who showed up and spoke in favor of it were either property owners or future property owners. So comes with a recommendation of approval from the Planning Commission.
Okay, I'd make a motion that we approve ordinance number 491, the rezone, Norman rezone.
I'll second that. I have a motion by Commissioner Summers, a second by myself. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, the third item I have is a request for payment from the Corridor Preservation Fund. This is under project ID CPF 16-03. This is from Brigham City, and they are requesting $188,824.13. This is part of the 1200 West corridor that they're preserving. That project was approved in 2016. So October 25th of 16 is when the COG approved it, and November 2nd of 16 is when the County Commission approved it. This is their second request for disbursement And they still have a final request that will come. I believe there's 2 or 3 more properties, and that they're figuring they'll probably come in a little bit under budget on the total project. So,
That's good.
yeah.
This has been a good tool
Yeah.
for quite a few people, so I'm glad we got it
Definitely
taken care of. Only took us how long? But no, it's been good. I'd make a motion that we approve the corridor preservation fund reimbursement to Brigham City.
I'll second that. I have a motion by Commissioner Summers, a second by myself. All in favor?
Aye.
You okay to sign these, or?
You can come sign them. Told you I wasn't gonna have to sign anything else. You got PAs?
It's a special one.
Might as well get them started. What's that?
This one for that.
Oh, I'll be 6 seconds faster. Jeff, mine's the top one. Should you let the cats loose? Huh? Should you let the cats loose in the house? Sean, you can come up. Oh, sorry, I forgot I'm not the chair. You better wait for the chair to tell you. Just kidding.
Come on up.
Oh, I blew it already, second.
That's gonna be a hard habit to break.
That was back in December. 2019. So focused on getting the year right.
Thanks, Sean.
So the state auditor has been visiting all the counties, and they asked us to formalize a policy for adjustments made in the treasurer's office. So this is an attempt to formalize the process that we've been using for some time in the treasurer's office with regard to adjusting taxes, penalties, and interest. Did you guys get a chance to look over that policy?
I did.
I didn't have any. And it sounds like you've been using it for some time. It just wasn't implemented or just wasn't brought
It's
across.
just-
So.
This is just formalizing it.
Yeah, that's what I was
Making
gonna
sure
say.
that you guys know about it and are okay with it.
Yep.
Now, I'm just guessing. There was one item in there, number 2, that was highlighted in blue. I'm assuming that was highlighted because it directly impacts us to kind of let us know that,
You know, I think that was just because I copied and pasted from an email that I got
Okay.
from Steve.
Oh.
Steve took a look at it, so.
all right.
Okay.
No, I think it's great, and it sounds like some good procedural stuff came out of that state audit, and I think we're already doing it, but just having it in writing if it makes them happy.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
just dotting i's and crossing t's.
Very
It
good.
doesn't have a number or anything. It's just policy number.
Doesn't have a number, no.
Okay. I'd make a motion that we approve the adjustment policy for the treasurer's office.
I'll second that. I have a motion by Commissioner Summers, a second by myself. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, Sean.
Thanks, sir.
Bill? Oh, there I go again. I'm just,
What
Better
Commissioner
change
Summers said, Bill?
if I keep it up, we're gonna be out of here in a half hour.
No, it's really quick. We're going to start with the temporary easements that the county has went out in 3 different agreements to get a road easement to facilitate the parking areas for the Spike 150 celebration this May. There's 3 landowners. We'll go through them individually and kind of go over what the agreements are stated as far as paying for the crop damage and so forth of the utilization of these fields for parking. The first property that is directly north of the The Golden Spike Visitor Center is the Mark Wells property. The area that we're going to put gravel down and construct a roadway is approximately 2 acres. The area of parking out on the field where this year's crop will be damaged consists of 20.4 acres. Total settlement for this easement is $2,724.
If you just want to go through them all.
Want to go through them all? Okay.
Yeah, and then is that okay with you, Chair? Okay.
The next one they have the parcels on the north side of the Golden Spike Visitor Center and also on the south side that will be utilized for parking is Delwyn and Marjorie Mills. The area that we're taking a look at of constructing roadway and graveled parking area is approximately 1.48 acres. And the parking area in the field areas consists of approximately 35 acres. And also event area takes in that 35. Also on that, he does get a split of some of the this year's wheat crop off of the Wells property, because he is contracted to farm both areas, not only on his own, but also the Wells. And that came in also into the total. So the total payment to Delwyn and Marjorie Mills would be $12,318 for that easement, for that parking area and the roadway areas. We also included the option to purchase pit run gravel from the Mills's gravel pit area at 75 cents a ton. And the third landowner impacted would be taking a small portion, about 493.5 feet of roadway through the corner is Dennis Paulson's property in that area, and there will be no payment on this small portion. He's accepting the gravel that we lay down for the road and 2 new gates installed on his property as payment. So more or less just a easement agreement in that case.
Okay.
And I got to thank Steve. He's done a considerable amount of work going through these agreements with me on this and put a lot of work in, so I appreciate it.
No, thanks for your work on this in contacting them and Steve, going through all these contracts and making sure everything was there. So at this point, the contracts have all been presented to the landowners. Steve, you've had a chance to review them and everybody's in agreement?
They've all been presented. The only one that's been signed, well, they've all been signed. 2 of them needed some changes and got signed before I made the changes, so I've got those 2 here.
Okay.
The M. Wells Properties one has been signed, and I think that one's okay. There's 1 more signature that's needed on that one that we talked about, but I've got 2 here. I don't know how you want to handle. I don't have copies, just those are originals with exhibits on the other 2. They all need to be approved because none of them were approved yet.
Okay, so these ones that were signed, technically we'll need to go back with them because there are amendments on those? Okay. So anything that we do tonight would be based on an amended contract and then having the property owners agree to the amendments on those contracts? Okay.
So moved. I'm just kidding. I'll make a motion that we do the temporary easement agreement number 1825, 1826, 1827 with a stipulation the amendment agreements are signed by both parties. Is that pretty good?
That's perfect.
Hey.
I'll second that. We have a motion by Commissioner Summers and a second by myself. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thanks, Bill.
Yeah.
I'm not used to making motions.
So you said the Wells one that I have is correct, right?
Yeah, isn't that what you said, Steve? The Wells one was correct and the other one need,
Wells was correct. The other 2, you've got 1 copy of each. That's an original. It can be signed. I don't know if you want to have it signed here before you present it to them, or however you want to do that.
That's what I was thinking, is get it signed here and then present it to them. That way we can probably make them a copy
Yeah.
possibly. The other item on the agenda is the bid opening and hopefully award. We opened the bids today at 2. We had 3 bids. Garland City is proposes giving the county $20,000 for the used bleachers on the east side of the rodeo grounds. Their timetable they submitted is accurate to what we requested. They would start next Monday on January 8th, taking down the fence, have the bleachers removed from the construction site by January 19th, and completely removed from the fairgrounds facilities by January 31st. The other two bids were Iron County at $15,000, and the third bid was from Cassia County Rodeo Board at $4,600.
You got any questions, Commish?
No, I had a chance to look through the email, and I mean, it looks fine. I think there's really not much of a decision there.
No.
To facilitate our timetable, I think it'd be in the best
Yeah.
interest. And it's good for the community, too. It gives Garland City a heck of a good deal on some used bleachers.
Well, it's the highest bid. They're the closest location. They approached us. It's right here in the county, and proximity to the
Where they're
new
gonna
home.
move to, yeah.
So I think it makes a ton of sense.
Okay, I'd make a motion that we award the bleacher contract removal to Garland City.
I'll second that. I have a motion by Commissioner Summers, a second by myself. All in favor? Aye. Very good.
Thank you.
Thanks,
guys.
Bill. Thanks for all your work on that.
If you sign the county portion, we'll get them in to sign the other portion.
I'll make a motion that we move into a RDA.
I'll second that. Mitch, come on up.
You want to do your appointment and water shares?
Hold on just a second. Let me-
See if I can
I just got to appoint him.
bring this up.
I'll make a motion that we appoint Commissioner Scott, the new
Hold on
Box
a
Elder
second.
County Chair.
I
No,
haven't
I'm
changed the
not,
tape.
no, you. I might not make another good motion all day.
I know. Better make sure we have it on tape. Okay, I'm good.
I like the new, that's cool. You ready? I'll make a motion that we appoint Commissioner Jeff Scott, the new Box Elder County Chair, to the new board chairman of the RDA.
So he would have to make the motion.
Why?
Because you're still the chair until he gets.
Why didn't you
changed
tell us that before?
Because I'm over here playing with the slides.
Okay, all right.
This
I'm
is
gonna
really
amend that
awkward
motion.
to make a motion to have yourself be the chair, by the way. I just want to get that on the record. So we'll let Commissioner Hadfield know. I guess I make a motion to appoint myself the new board member chair for the redevelopment agency for Box Elder County.
And I'll second that weird motion.
Okay. Motion by myself.
We might need a flow chart for this
I
one.
guess you're still in charge of this motion for a second.
Yeah, motion by Commissioner Scott, second by me. All in favor? Aye.
Aye. All right.
That's not confusing at all.
Mitch, any additional info on the water shares?
I don't.
Okay. I'd entertain a motion.
I'd make a motion that we put the RDA water shares to the tune of, was it 44 for you? Or 60?
They're 44.
44 water shares back into the Bear River Canal Company until further notice.
I'll second that. Have a motion by Commissioner Summers, a second by myself. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
All right, so this next one is an amendment to our RDA contract number 18-08, which is our contract with, they call themselves LSI, I'm trying to remember, ATK Launch Systems Incorporated. This will increase the foundation out there and then make it so the door will be a little bit wider for future, and then it also increases our cost another $25,000 for the PO
Okay.
purchase order out there. So we would then be putting in 120 instead of 95. So
I'll make a motion that we approve the RDA contract 1808 amendment with ATK Launch Systems for a larger door with our drone facility.
And everything's okay with those folks? They've approved the change and they're good having that on their
Yeah.
facility
and they're going to put in another almost 30,000 into it
themselves?
themselves. So.
Very good. I'll second that motion. Motion by Commissioner Summers, a second by myself. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Do you have a copy of that in front of you?
I do have a copy, I believe.
Should
Unless
say
it's
purchase
changed.
order RDA contract. It hasn't changed.
Very good.
We're assuming that that'll be in the process now and hopefully up and going by the first quarter.
Yeah, if they keep going the way they usually go, it's, once the contracts are done, they need the money and then they'll start working. But I think with the contract, and since they already have 95,000, they'll probably start the work soon.
Okay, good.
I hope. I'm going to talk them into that.
It'd be kind of cool to go out and watch those big birds
That'd be
fly.
cool.
Cool. If you got everything
Thanks.
signed on that, I'll make a motion that we adjourn the RDA meeting.
Second. I have a motion by Commissioner Summers, a second by myself. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion that we go into a closed session to discuss possible litigation.
I'll second that. Motion by Commissioner Summers, a second by myself. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thanks, everybody.
Yes, Steve.